From MDV Equestrian, welcome to Let's Chat. I've got
Annette and Rocky.
Fantastic. Right. Now, as you can see, we're in a bitless bridle at the moment. And anyway, so the topic today is what?
Of course, bitless bridle and control and brakes.
Yes. Well, this is a nice one for all the equestrians. They love their control. Hey, Annette, we can hear me out there. The
No.
horse riding people, they love that control.
Yeah, on the head, like up here.
Yes, and then they like slow the horses down, and the horses like pick their heads up like this, and yeah.
And no control at all.
Yeah. So the more I look at it, the stupider it sounds, you know. And you know what the amazing part is that we all think it's right, which baffles my mind to such an extent. I can't actually. I battle to like find the logic in what we're doing half the time, because we've been conditioned. Now I understand. I understand how all these things work because I deal with the brain, right? That's my game. And look, I don't take offense to people when they say, "Yeah, but I need to find the right bit for my horse." And I'm like, "Okay, that's cool for you, but you'll never, ever, ever hear me say, 'Oh, I've got a problem with this horse. I need to find the right bit.'" Okay, I've never solved the problem using painful devices, and a bit being one of them, spurs being another one of them. A painful device can actually be a saddle that doesn't fit as well.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Well, I mean, look with him, when his saddle wasn't fitting properly, he was battling to go forward.
And he'd get funny about it, and he'd bunny hop, and he'd probably do all sorts of funny things, right?
Yes.
Okay. Right, and that's just his way of communicating with you. He's a left brain, very dominant introvert. He wants to protect you, but he's trying to tell you like, "Hey, this thing wasn't fitting," or "Hey, stop hurting me," or "Hey,
Yeah.
I don't understand."
Like, see yesterday what he did when you were with the whip behind him, like protective you got there.
He got protective over you, right? Because I was too close asking him questions. Anyway, but coming back to this whole bitless situation. Now, the reason I do it is for obvious reasons, because first of all, it's safe. You've got more control because the equestrians, you love your control. Okay? Now, I know that you've got more control of a horse mentally than you do physically.
Yeah.
Right? If we stuck a bit in his mouth and asked him questions and stuff, you know, he'd become obstinate and he just wouldn't want to do it because
Yes.
you're dominating him. Don't dominate the dominant horse. That's just the stupidest thing you can do.
Yeah,
on
and
a
same-
mental scale.
Like with him with the bit. I mean, when I had a bit in his mouth back then, like, he will have a spook, and you would literally come and fetch me probably with the horse box in J-Bay. Now
Yeah.
we're doing like 2-3 strides, and then it's like full on brakes, control everything back.
Right, so let me explain that one. So why I have a neck strap is because if a horse does spook, I want to grab that instead of grabbing, if I had a bit in his mouth,
Yeah.
and I grabbed on the mouth when he spooked. His association to something scary is pain related.
Yeah.
Okay, and so the more he like spooks and I grab the neck strap instead of his mouth, the less likely he's going to really worry about it. He's going to look at it and go, "Oh, there wasn't so much pain attached, but then, oh, my mouth,
Yeah.
you know." So, understanding subconscious, right? Subconscious is a pre-predictor. So a lot of the times what people will do if a horse is like spooking away from something, they'll actually drive that horse physically past it like that. Now, that's the stupidest idea I've ever come across in my entire life. But now, please understand, all my equestrian people that watch this, I'm not calling you stupid, right, or anything like that. I'm a cricket player. I'm actually not a horsey or an equestrian per se, right? Okay, but I've just obviously figured out something that the rest of you just haven't really grasped particularly well. Now, for instance, he hates going up there.
Yeah.
Like he'll throw a tantrum, he'll spook, he'll find all sorts of stuff, right? Now, I want you in this video, okay, watch this everybody. Now, because I understand subconscious is a pre-predictor, okay, walk him up there and go and stop at C, which is right up there, where you couldn't take him to, right?
Yeah.
Now, I know it's going to work. It's the same thing with boxing. It's the same thing with anything you do. It's the same thing when it comes to like taking horses, like race horses, right? If you look at it, you condition them. This is what I find weird. I find this fascinating, right? The racing industry focuses on all the miscellaneously stupid things. I focus on the things that genuinely matter, because the big part of racing is staying relaxed. And how do you keep a horse relaxed? Understanding subconscious. The horse genuinely understands each and every step leading up to, from being tacked up to ringing around to trotting to cantering down and then standing in the starting stalls, because first principle is to release the pressure in there. You won't find the horse stressing and panicking. Now he's got a whole lot more energy to actually go and run. Now, look, up there, everybody, he would not go there. Now stop him there. There we go. Right. Love on him.
Good boy.
Now you couldn't do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But again, everybody, that's understanding subconscious. All right. And also understanding that the only reason he's grasping this so quickly is because we're not causing physical pain. He can actually think about these things. It's the same thing when coming to show jumping. Why do I do it bitless? Because I want the horse to use its awareness that, oh, there's the jump, and I'm not going to help it. And that's understanding, again, the proprioception, right? That the horse will canter down. It might not see its stride the first couple times, and it sorts its life out because it realizes I'm not helping it, and it has to sort its own life out. Okay? And that's coming back to subconscious again. And then it starts seeing its own stride. All you have to do is sit and balance, and that is basic proprioception.
Yeah, and also you're saving so much energy from not like fighting and pulling and yanking, that you can actually just enjoy the jump.
Yeah, so how often don't you see, well, I don't know if you've paid attention to this, people go and ride their horses in the shows, and the horses get faster and faster and faster as the round goes on. So by the time they get to jump 5, the horse is getting tired and starting to run harder and harder. By the time the end of the class, they're having to like wrench the horse up and try and slow it up like that. Horse is dripping in sweat. And that's your first class. Then you're going to go and do it for another 2 classes or 3 classes during that weekend and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you want to know why your horse is like,
Hard.
you know, needs like all 2 weeks off. You know, the thing's emotionally wrecked and physically wrecked. So, yeah. But again, the funny part about all of this is, right, and now I explained this to you yesterday, it's like the equestrian industry doesn't actually want to make their lives easier. Why? There are 2 reasons why. Remember them?
Ego.
Ego and laziness.
Yes.
Okay, humans are incredibly lazy creatures. Okay? It fascinates me. Okay? That we I see. Anyway, but it's a conditioning problem, and that's cool. And the thing that the more I actually really genuinely understand this is pretty cool, right? A lot of people that parents especially, you know, they have kids and they work their backsides off and they say, right, you know, I'm going to give my kid a better future. He doesn't have to work half as hard as me. No?
That's your first problem.
There's a big problem with this now. I don't understand this one. Okay, because I love the fact that, you know, my dad is so hard on me and my mom is, you know, rides me like a pack donkey half the time. And I'm actually grateful for that. It's hardened me up, it's toughened me up. You know, I'm the type of dude that just goes the extra mile permanently. You know, it's not hard for me. It's subconsciously like in me to just keep going and going and going regardless of circumstances.
Yeah, but imagine now if you were like those couch potatoes and your dad just like stomped you in with money and
Yeah,
stuff.
those trust fund babies and whatever. And listen, I actually don't give a shit, right? If you want to come at me because you're a trust fund baby and blah 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 whatever, that's cool. Because if you do, then I'm winning. So come with a comment, that's cool. I'm going to laugh at you, that's fun. Okay. Because a lot of the trust fund babies have plan B. And plan B is like the worst thing in the world to have.
Yeah, it's like a gateway.
Yeah, so, oh, this is not working. I'll just, you know, mommy, daddy,
Yeah.
like, help, right? Or the best is, right, like, and I've actually seen this a few times, right? You know, mates have a little business going or whatever, and the business is really not doing so well. But, you know, mommy and daddy is like sliding them
Pushing
bucks
from
to
the
make it look
yes.
good, right? To keep face in the community. Fuck, I have to laugh at that, eh?
And then he's like, oh, winning at life, eh?
Winning in life. Take a hike, please. Get real. But anyway, but that is, you know, that's the fascinating thing. You know, I see it a lot. I work with a lot of people, and I got nothing against them. It's just like some people you cannot help, and coming back to like the ego, right? Now the thing is that I've worked. If you work with ego around a horse, it's the worst idea in the world. The big thing is that I'm not here to show you how good I am, you know, regarding like working with horses. It's all about helping that horse from a first principle understanding how to overcome the problem.
Yeah.
You know, say to the horse like, why is it that you're not able to do this? Okay, let's take a jump for instance. Maybe the jump's too high, right? Maybe the jump's too spooky, he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Maybe he's in pain. Maybe the saddle doesn't fit. You know, there's a multitude of reasons that the horse is not capable of doing something.
Yeah, and it's weird you should mention about the jump, because like how we were taught back in the day, I mean, if your horse refuses to jump, like you go on and on and on till you get over. You like beat it, scream it, whatever. And I mean, there you told me, no, just drop it, you know, like one hole, try again. And he tried so much harder the second time to even go bigger, because you're understanding him now.
Yeah. You see, this is what fascinates me. But that's again people's ego.
Yeah.
They have to now face the public and go, they ask, the public sort of says, oh, I see your horse stopping and stuff. Yeah, no, it's just naughty, you know, I'm going to cut its food, it's too fresh, or it's, you know, no. If my horse is stopping, it's going to get loved at the jump.
Yes.
Okay, but that's understanding subconscious and understanding that positive reinforcement is the way to go.
Yeah.
Right? That's, but you see again, these things make total and utter sense to me. Right? You know, another thing is that I find this fascinating. Some people are like, oh, I'm going to do this exercise where I've got to like, you know, 4 stride, I'm going to like land and make it 5. And it's like quite hard because my horse is hard in the mouth. There is no such thing as a horse being hard in the mouth. Who the fuck came up with that idea? Lord alone only knows. It's really stupid. Okay, the reason you think that is because you're probably riding a dominant horse, and that horse is going to, the moment there's pain, it's going to fight with you, and it's going to fight and run at you,
Yeah.
like that. And then it's hard to get the 5 strides. Now I have no issue on pitless, right? Jumping, landing, just shifting my body weight back, and the horse follows that.
Yes.
And then does the 5 and jumps out. And the 4 stride combination, you do it with young horses if you really want to, but it's stupid. But that's again understanding the growth plate situation and so on and so forth. Anyway, but another thing that I get into a lot of hot water for, and especially in the jumping industry, you know, they build these like lines of jumps. When it's like you pole, cross, whatever, upright, oxer, and it's a line of jumps. Now, from my understanding, horses are super athletic, and a lot of the times we actually train them to be less aware of jumping, and they make them more aware of what we actually telling them to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's besides the point. I see jumping a line of jumps, right, not beneficial for the horse. I see it more beneficial for a rider, in the sense of being able to soften their hip.
Yeah, between them.
There's no horse I've ever come across that wants to knock a jump.
Yeah.
It's sore. It's bloody sore. The problem is that you're pulling and there's so much pain here that the horse is so focused here. By the time you like either let go or sometimes don't even let go, it crashes through the jump or has the pole down or something.
And then tomorrow you don't understand if he doesn't want to jump.
Yeah, but that's again understanding subconscious. But you see again, horses are incredibly forgiving creatures. It is absolutely, if you really delve deep into it, you'll be pleasantly surprised how willing they are, and we're super lucky that they are. But unfortunately, as you know, things are, humans are conditioned a certain way, and I always say it's not your coach's fault. You can't blame your coach. You got to blame the coach that coached the coach.
Yeah.
But you can't blame that coach. You've got to blame the coach, that coach.
Yeah.
You know, but that's where the conditioning thing comes in. Because everybody wants to take the horse, the thoroughbred, off the track and stick it on the bit immediately.
Yeah, that's what I tried and he nearly exploded because I'm trying to give pressure from behind, braking in front with a bit. So what must the poor horse think?
Right, so you probably haven't done all the research in the sense of how many horses are actually broken by the time they're 6 years old.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. That fascinates me. Like, horses age like this, right? For every 1 human year, it's 3 years to them. So people are backing horses at 3 years old, right? So that's like a 9-year-old child.
No, that's fresh.
Like, you know how pop a 9-year-old child is, okay? And also we've got to understand some develop faster than others and so on and so forth. And that's why I'm sort of very slow going. That's why like at 4.5, I'm like screwing around a little bit. 5 years old, that's when it sort of like gets going and stuff like that. But then I get looked at funny. I'm like, guys, like seriously, okay? But people just, the problem with that is we can't feel the horse's emotions or their pain or whatever.
Yeah.
And then a horse does something and they go, oh, that's bad behavior. No, that's communication. If a horse bites you, it's been warning you for days, like stop it, stop it, stop it. And then it does bite you or does kick you or whatever the case may be. And I can tell you now, it's never ever the horse's fault. Anything a horse does to you, or if it stands on your foot, or if it bites you or it kicks you, it's not the horse's fault.
Yeah.
Your fault.
Yeah, but I mean, we were always like learned also like the horses can't see by their feet. I mean, it's not their job if you stand next to them to check where your feet are.
No, well, besides that, I mean, yeah, obviously horses see like they've got the blind spot and the panoramic view like down there. And obviously the way information is taken in, that's very interesting. So the information is taken in through the right eye, left hemisphere, left eye, right hemisphere, so on and so on. Anyway, but
confuse some people out there.
yeah, you know, the thing with it, I don't want to sound smart. Like I said, I try and explain this stuff like I'm explaining it to a 6-year-old child.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not here to show how smart I am or anything like that. That's besides the point. It's just that I've unearthed something that makes your life easier, but the equestrian industry is either got an ego about it, like they're too bloody clever, and that's fine, carry on. Because I'm often having to get messages via other people say, please, you got to help this person. And I'm like, okay, we'll give them my details and stuff. And that person never contacts me.
Yeah, it's the ego.
And it's an ego thing. They know exactly who I am.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not allowed on certain yards because I've outsmarted the coaches. They can't figure out how I've done it. You know, they don't like the fact that there's no bit in the bloody horse's mouth. And the fact that I mean, I'll give you a good example. So I was in Kailami the other day. And this kid wanted me to work with his 3-year-old mare. It's like, well, what do you do with a 3-year-old mare?
Like
if it's got like anxiety and stuff, yeah, you can work with it, but I certainly wouldn't be riding it. But he's already jumping it, and it's just turned 3. It's a very nice horse, and so I said, well, look, bro, just if I was you, I would either stick it into foal or something like that, and leave it for another year. Find yourself a little thoroughbred, you know, like a 5-year-old thoroughbred, and play with that until, you know, the mare's a bit older. You know, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, if you go and work with this mare and stuff, you're gonna, I mean, arthritis comes into play early on. You know, you're gonna find issues somewhere along the line because the growth plates are developing and stuff. But there's just, I think of things differently. But it's because I'm a Sigma male. That's where the interesting thing comes in. Because the moment someone calls me an arsehole or 4-letter words, which I'm not going to mention now, and it happens a lot, right? I mean, you've probably heard plenty of silly things said about me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, am I like that in real life?
No.
No. Okay. Now, the interesting thing is that I've just got very high self-esteem, and I just want to help everybody.
Yeah.
And my videos are just, I make my videos for me.
Yeah.
I really don't give a shit if no one actually likes them or if you badmouth them. I won't even know because I don't read the comments. I don't sit there and go, oh, I wonder how many views this video's got.
Yes.
What was I talking about yesterday? The
The
photo thing. where they
Onsie.
Huh?
Onsie.
An onsie, what the hell is
A selfie, man.
Yes, that thing, yeah. No, you'll never see me do that.
Yeah.
Because that to me is very silly. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my life. I really don't battle with anxiety or depression or any of those things, right? Now, the amount of people that are like, oh, look how cool my night was. Now, I know most of them are. They like do this, and I'm going, well, I wouldn't take life advice from you even if you were the last person around me.
Yeah, or you like walk into a shop and then it's like complete opposite of what they're portraying on Facebook or
That's
whatever
it.
social media.
And that's pretty sad. Because you'll never, like I said, how often do you see me taking photos of myself like away from the horses or something like that?
Never.
I have to do the social media thing because of my business and whatnot,
Yeah.
and helping people that way. But otherwise, I live a seriously interesting life.
Yeah.
But I know people that live an incredibly boring, a lot of people live an incredibly boring life. And that's partly the reason, like if, what do they do when you go into someone's profile and see what they're doing?
Oh,
What is it called?
stalking.
That's it, right? I'm the worst at that. So this is a funny story, right? So I got into hot water a while ago. So I phoned someone up. Hey, how's it? How you doing? That's what you normally say, right?
Yeah.
You're being courteous and chivalrous and so on and so forth. Yeah, this person turns around and says, you don't give a shit how I'm doing. I said, yeah, well, that's true. I don't care.
Yeah.
I've got other things that I worry about. I've got other responses. And the thing is don't take what I don't care out of context. And this is fascinating. Because the I don't care, because you've got your life to live and it's probably very boring and I'm not really interested in it.
Yeah.
Because you're not adding any value to my life, so why must I, because I have responsibilities to other people. I've got to make sure I put bread on the table for other people.
Yeah.
So I can't be worried about what you're doing unless, I have to come and help you. Then I'm genuinely interested. What's the problem? Blah, 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 blah. Now, the funny thing is being Sigma male is that people might misinterpret a lot of things because we're very different. Like when we care about something, we care about something deeply.
Yeah.
It might not look like that half the time or so on and so forth. Because if you look at what MDV, what I stand for is, I'm not hurting the horse.
Yes.
Taking the pain out of the process of working with the horse. I'm not interested in anybody using painful devices. All I'm asking people to do is to stop beating the bloody horse.
Yeah.
There's an easier way, but because of their ego and the fact that they're lazy and the fact that they actually look at me and go, well, he's an arsehole,
not asking,
they do
but
themselves
why?
an injustice.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I've got no issue with that. But that's just how people have been conditioned. They'll meet somebody for the first time, it takes them 7 seconds to go, I don't like that person.
Yeah, and like
Just
you
because
said
the way he looks.
Yeah, I mean, you said yesterday, like, you take it much further and deeper.
Yeah, I don't judge you. I mean, I don't even have an opinion about you yet.
Yeah.
I don't know you. If someone asks me, I'll be like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't spent time around you. We haven't gone out for drinks. I really don't know the ins and outs.
Yeah.
Of you. So why must I should not have an opinion of you?
Yes.
I
But
mean,
it's
even if
also-
someone really asks my opinion about certain people, I'll still be like, well,
Keep it
I
neutral.
don't know enough about the person.
Yeah, to actually...
Plus, it's not, how do I put this? I'm really not interested. That becomes Skinner now again. Where what is Skinner in English?
Gossip.
Gossip. Now that's where I really get disinterested. It's like, that's boring. So what if that person did that? Is anybody going to die? No, it doesn't affect me. Carry on.
Yeah.
Off. Don't waste my time. That's another thing. People waste their time with the most stupid, most retarded stuff ever. It drives me like insane. I laugh about it half the time. So, but I mean, that's not my problem. That's their problem to deal with.
Yeah.
Look, if you want my advice, ask me. Otherwise, I'm not going to give you my advice. Because you know what I've started doing now? You get these people that beating their horses into the horse box, right?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
At the shows.
Yes.
anyway, and they know exactly who I am. And I'll stand there and I'll look but I don't help anymore. I genuinely don't even go and help.
Yeah.
Because it creates more anxiety. Okay, and the reason it creates more anxiety because your ego gets in the way. I will tell that horse to get in the horse box.
Yeah, it's my horse.
Oh, well, it's your horse, it's your decision in life, and if you beat your horse and you can sleep well at night, that's fine, that's cool.
Yeah.
But it's amazing what people have come to accept in this industry, you know? Like, you're having chats about, you know, people paying hundreds upon thousands of rands for, like, these warm bloods that are, like, a little bit quirky, you know, being a bit funny. And they consider this normal.
Yeah.
Like, that's not normal. That's easy to fix, don't get me wrong. But you guys have considered like, oh, we just have to work around that problem.
Yeah.
There's no working around a problem if you understand the horse deals from its subconscious.
Yeah, you must work through it.
But again, that's conditioning in the industry.
Yeah.
As the silliest, stupidest, I really don't get it. Like I said, I'm a cricket player, I look at things differently. I deal with the brain.
It's just actually sad because I mean now the horses are being like suffering under humans because they're stupid and have egos and stuff.
Now one thing, you know, the people that they obviously deal with like high levels of anxiety, you know? They didn't medicate themselves and yeah, right. And I said to some of them, I'm like, so you know what it feels like to live, you know, in your shoes, right? Now imagine a horse living in their shoes, and most of these people are quite well protected and so on and so forth. Now a horse has got high levels of anxiety and it thinks it's going to get killed.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, sure. Woman, on the other hand, this is not a feminist thing. You can off if you think this is. It's just that women, in the past year, right? Have you felt that your life was in serious danger in some way, shape or form?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now, in the last year, I have not had that at all. Not because I'm a Sigma male or anything like that. It's just, this is what guys are like.
Yeah.
And so you guys fear for your lives a lot easier than what we do. It's just, you know, that's just how these things work. Go and see the clinical literature on this. And that's what like fascinates this whole sort of thing. And so I try to, it's easier sort of sometimes for the woman to get, and I'll explain it, they get it, but they actually still don't do anything about
it. Yeah.
And there's where I have to like shake my head.
No, but that pisses the person off, eh? Because you're like wasting your own time and life. And
yeah, look, the worst thing you can do with me is waste my time.
Yeah.
I'm going to live once and I want to help as many people as possible. You don't want my help.
Yeah, get out the line.
And I say it like that because, yeah, don't waste my time. There are people out there that genuinely want my help. Some of them sort of can't afford it, and I make plans and provisions for them and so on and so forth. And yeah, but again, it's just human nature, and I'm, like I said, I've said this to countless people. I never wanted to do this as a business. Why? Because people are conditioned a certain way to think that certain things are right.
Yeah.
And so yeah, but unfortunately, I've gotten to a point now where it would be stupid for me to stop because I've got the attention of the industry.
Yeah, please, not now.
Right, how do you finish a video?
Cheers until then.
That's it. Cheers until then, everyone.